2 days later we get an email saying your account has been suspended. You're no longer allowed to sell on Amazon and we're keeping all of your money. What is going on, guys? Paul James here. Welcome back to another video today. Now, normally I don't like to dwell on the past and bad things that happened, but this is a story that I'm finally ready to tell. I want to share it with you guys because around this time last year, I had something really bad happen to me and my wife. It actually was my wife's main business, but we both kind of worked on it here and there. And that is the Amazon FBA business. Now, for those of you who know, who have been following along with the channel a long time, we used to do these videos where we would go out to stores and we would buy items for our Amazon business. Only I take the W's.
Right here, guys. This is a good find because it's only $5.
Anyways, we built this business to be pretty big. Mostly my wife. I have to give her most of the credit because she really built this business up. I'm gonna actually show you on my phone here the screenshots of what we were doing with this business. These are daily screenshots, by the way. So let me put them up on the screen there. So pretty insane numbers there. 1,500, 1,400, 21, 44, 18, 21. I think that's all of them. Oh no, there's more. 23. I don't know, there's a lot more in there. But anyways, you get the point. The point is the business was doing about $2,000 a day around the time when it got shut down. It was a really discouraging thing. I'm gonna kind of give you some backstory on what happened. I just want to help everyone else out there who maybe something similar has happened to you, or maybe you're working on something. It just might help. So let me first give you some premise about what the business actually was. I think that'll be helpful first. So this business was the Amazon FBA program, the Fulfilled by Amazon program. The way it works is you go and you take your item that you want to sell and you ship it into Amazon's warehouse, and then they sell it for you on their website. And then when they sell it, they ship it out to the customer, in a nutshell. So you don't have to store the inventory, although we were still storing a lot because we were dealing with such volume. But they store it in their warehouse. When it sells on Amazon, they ship it out to the customer. Most of the stuff that you buy on Amazon today comes from a third-party seller like what we were. So what we were doing was something different. Most people do private label products, which means they go to like China and they say, I want to sell lens hoods for a camera. They'll go and they'll find someone who manufactures these already, and then they'll just stick their logo on it and then they'll place it on Amazon. We were not doing that business model. What we were doing was called retail arbitrage, which is the process of going to a store like Walmart, finding an item that's cheaper, that's selling for cheaper at Walmart, could be on clearance or something like that, and then looking on Amazon, and if Amazon is selling it for more, you basically make the difference. That's why it's called retail arbitrage. So when you're looking at those numbers, for full transparency, where it says $2,000 a day, it's about a 30 to 40% profit margin depending on how cheap we would get the item for. Amazon took about a third, the inventory took about a third, we took about a third. So it was about 30 to 40%, just depending on the price we paid for it. So here's what happens. Things are going smooth. Things are running awesome around this time last year. And we decide, hey, things are awesome. Let's buy a house in Florida. You know, we have a lot of extra money coming in with this extra business. It's gonna cover the house, no problem. We could do this, no big deal. So we go, you guys probably remember this. We buy a house down in Florida, sight unseen, and we close the deal. The end of February, we go and we drive down there, and about 3 days later, once we get there and we're, unloading our stuff, we get an email from Amazon that says your account is going to be deactivated or something like that if you don't respond to this email within 3 days. So we get on the phone. We're never able to speak to anyone who can really help us out. We tell them, hey, why is this going to be deactivated? They said, we've got a bad review from someone who said that the item was inauthentic or something like that. Later, coming to read their terms of service, they have a lot of different definitions of inauthentic, because we weren't selling anything that was like counterfeit or anything like that. But inauthentic to them means a lot of different things. Keep in mind that throughout last year, we sold over 6,000 items. I actually have the feedback right here. We had a 5-star rating, 97% customer satisfaction. I'll see if you guys can see that. So almost a 5-star rating, 4.8 stars. We sold over 6,000 items last year, and they apparently said we got one complaint about this and we need to address it or they're going to deactivate our account. So we immediately address it. We talk to them on the phone. After finally getting through to people, they assure us it's going to be fine, that we don't have to worry, we've addressed this, and all's good. 2 days later we get an email saying your account has been suspended, you're no longer allowed to sell on Amazon, and we're keeping all of your money. If you want to appeal this, submit your plan of action. They want to know a specific plan of action of exactly what we're going to do to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. So after a lot of messing around, and keep in mind, like, we just buy a new house, we're, you know, thinking everything is good, we've got this other business that is generating us thousands of dollars a day, and that we just lost it all basically overnight. So we try not to stress out while we're there, because, you know, for a lot of people that would be a lot of money, and it would be probably enough to bankrupt a lot of people, right? But for us, we're still okay. We have other businesses that are running. We're fortunate to have more than one business, not all of our eggs in one basket, right? So we try to enjoy our vacation. We try not to stress out about it. We still have to set the house up. And you can go back and look at my videos from that time, like, still happy, still moving on. Life goes on, right? So in the meantime, we try to put together this plan of action, this absurd plan of action, by the way, which anyone who's dealt with this before, because it's a very common issue, we found out. In fact, I ended up printing off a news article. I'll show this to you. Amazon sellers say they were unfairly suspended before Prime Day and now have 2 bad choices. And I did another one too. You do a Google search for Amazon account suspended inauthentic. There's tons and tons of people complaining that they got suspended as well. I'm sure some of them deserve it. This is not to really throw shade at Amazon, although it kind of is. I'm sure a lot of people get suspended and they probably deserve it, but there's a lot of good sellers out there who are getting suspended wrongly due to the bad system that Amazon has set up, and it's really horrible. So we put together these plan of actions, these ridiculous plan of actions, where they basically want us to say how this is never going to happen again, and they'll let us sell on Amazon if we put this together. So we put this plan together about how we're going to, like, improve quality control and all of this stuff. When you read the fine lines of what the inauthentic complaints is, it could be that you just don't have authorization to sell that brand. So with retail arbitrage, this becomes a problem, right? Because if you go to Walmart and you buy something and then you put it on Amazon, technically, I guess you don't have authorization from the manufacturer to sell it. It starts to get pretty tricky. They also mention in the inauthentic claim that, like, in their terms of service, we read all the terms of service, that inauthentic could be that the packaging looks different from the picture on their website. Now, anyone who's dealt with Amazon before, selling on Amazon, knows that anyone can edit a listing. Like, if I put up an item for sale that is from a manufacturer, like this Canon camera right here, anyone else can go in there and they can edit that listing, they can change the picture. Well, if the customer gets a box that has an updated design on the box or something like that, that looks different from the picture, they could flag your account for inauthentic. So something like that is likely what happened to us, that flagged us under that thing, or Amazon just didn't want us to sell on there anymore because of the point of where we got to. I don't really know the exact reasoning, but they totally suspended our account and shut us down. Now, we submitted multiple plans of action. We talked to employees on the phone. They act like they have this big department of people who review the plan of actions, which we found out when we were talking to them, we believe it is only really just one person or maybe a couple people. They don't actually usually let you even get on the phone with them. When we did get on the phone with them, they were really, really rude to us, which was unfortunate. So we exhausted everything that we possibly could with this, submitting multiple plans of actions. At one point, they even approved one of them and said, this is good. Just let us know that you've officially implemented all this stuff and we'll reactivate your account. We did that, never reactivated the account. I reached out to Jeff Bezos personally and asked him if he could look into this and resolve this. And then he had an assistant email me back. And it started the whole process all over again, because basically I think the way Amazon has things so systemized that it just like restarted the whole process all over again as if we had never even finished it before. So it was just basically a hamster wheel. We were getting nowhere with this. And in turn, they said that they were going to hold on to our money indefinitely. At that point, we were getting paid like every 2 weeks. So at that point, it was, you know, like $10,000 or $8,000 or something like that from the time of our last payment to when they had suspended the account. So anyways, they said they were going to hold our money indefinitely and it was thousands of dollars that they were going to hold it indefinitely and not release it because our account was suspended. Then it came to the point where we decided we no longer wanted to sell on Amazon, even if they would approve it, because it had been like 3 months now of dealing with them, submitting plan of actions back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we were just going to cut our losses with this business that was generating us so much money because it just was not something we wanted to deal with. It was not worth the stress anymore to deal with it. And eventually we had to take legal action against them, which we ended up winning, and we ended up getting our money back, which is good. We had to file a formal case against them. We had to have the sheriff down there deliver the summons to them, all of that stuff, like full legal process. But anyways, the lesson here is, I guess if you're gonna sell on Amazon, take advantage of it while you can, but I would not put all of your eggs in one basket, because this could very well happen to anyone out there like it happened to us, and we would have loved the opportunity to try and fix whatever problem they had, but we were just never given that opportunity properly, I believe. And you could go research on your own. There's so many other sellers out there as well who weren't given the opportunity to do it anymore. So that is why I don't talk about this stuff on the channel anymore. You may have noticed that. And it's just kind of like a warning not to put all your eggs in one basket. Again, not really throwing shade at Amazon. I wish they would have done better. But if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, would I have not sold on Amazon? I probably still would have. We still made a lot of money. They made a lot of money. But if that would have been our only stream of income, we would have just been so screwed. Like, I would feel so bad to anyone that this happened to who doesn't have another thing to fall back on. So if you're selling on Amazon, please, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, smash a like on it. Be sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on. I will update you every time I post a new video. Leave a comment on this video if you want to know more about the situation of how this all transpired, and maybe I'll talk more about it. This is really my first time opening up about it, but I just wanted to share my experience and hopefully help other people out there avoid the same mistakes that we made. So anyways, guys, on that note, we'll go ahead and sign off here. I am Paul James. Peace out.